Hey guys, today we're going to recap the film Stardust. Many of us might have promised their beloved ones to bring stars from the sky, but do you want to see what happens when the hero of Stardust actually went up there in the sky to bring a falling star? Before we get into it, let's make sure you subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and save us by the bell. Hit the notification bell, and here's a spoiler alert, so watch out and take care, it's gonna have a lot of spoilers. Let's get straight into the video. In the 18th century England lives a curious young boy named Dustin in the village named The Wall. The village is surrounded by a long wall, which is the reason of its strange name. One day, the boy thinks of going beyond the wall, but a guard guards it every single minute of the day. The guard warns him, saying no one has ever crossed this wall, nor would he let him. But Dustin tricks the guard and jumps on the other side. On the other side, he finds a magical land of Stormhold. He finds a marketplace at some distance, which has thousands of magical things he has never seen before. Here, he meets a girl named Yuna and falls for her. Yuna offers a glass snowdrop and says it will protect him. Yuna lets him know that she is a lost princess of Stormhold. The witch Sal has enslaved Yuna to serve her by an unbreakable magical rope. Dustin tries to break the thread but fails. She tells him that she would only be freed on the death of Sal. Hopelessly, Dustin says he could not free her and apologizes. The princess says, "Don't be sorry, spend the night with me instead," and Dustin finally and happily agrees. When his curiosity of visiting beyond the wall is satisfied, he goes back to spend his life at his home village. 9 months pass by, and one day the same wall guard knocks his door and hands him a basket, which is carrying a baby. He tells him someone left it for you. It is his boy, whose name is Tristan. 18 years later, Tristan grows adult and begins to live a village life in terms of being an adult, and he ends up liking a girl in the village named Victoria, who does not share his feelings. A week before Victoria's birthday, Tristan takes her out and they share a champagne. On the other side of the wall in Stormhold, the king is taking his last breaths. He tells his sons only a clever king could be the best king. With that, he takes his locket off his neck. Locket has a ruby embedded in it. The king says, "Whoever will find the locket shall be made my successor." The king had 7 sons, but now only 3 were alive. The king lets go of the locket, which goes out into space and strikes with a star. This lets the star fall on the earth. This falling star is witnessed by 3 old witch sisters. They knew the star must have fallen in some human form. They wanted to eat its heart, because the star's heart would give them immortality. Lamia is their leader, who disguises as a young lady and decides to go for the star. If you've liked this recap so far, give it a thumbs up. While these witch sisters were discussing their plans to go get the star, Tristan was discussing his dreams with Victoria. He asks Victoria if he brings that star to her, will she marry him? She agrees, giving him a 7 days time. Excitedly, Tristan attempts to cross the wall so that he could fetch the star for Victoria, but his efforts are useless because the guard fails his attempts every time. After realizing that he couldn't trick the guard, he goes back home where he tells his father everything. His father tells him that he could also meet his mother when he crossed that wall. He gives Tristan the glass snowdrop. His father gives him the letter written by Yuna to Tristan. That letter was meant to be open only when Tristan grows old, and maybe it was the time. Tristan opens the letter and finds a Babylon candle. The letter reads, "My son, Sal does not let me keep you, but it does not mean I don't love you. When you grow up, just light the candle and think of me. This way you will find me." Tristan lights the candle and falls straight into the crater, where a girl is standing wearing a ruby locket. Tristan gets confused, as he hadn't thought of his mother. How could he arrive here? Then he remembers a thought about the fallen star has crossed his mind. This is the reason he ended up here instead. Tristan quickly realizes that this girl is actually a fallen star, who tells her name as Vane. He tells her everything about Victoria and requests her to accompany him, so that he could win Victoria's heart by handing his star to her. Reluctantly, Vane agrees. She and Tristan start their journey towards the wall. Vane becomes tired and Tristan tells her to rest under the tree and went looking for the food. The night wraps the sky, but Tristan does not return. She finds a unicorn and rides it to an inn. Actually, that inn was a trap set by Lamia. When Tristan returns with food, he finds that Vane has already gone. Fearing that she might be in danger, he runs looking for her and strikes with Prime's cart, who is looking for the ruby. Tristan tells Prime he could help if he takes him. Prime accepts his help. Out of 3 surviving princes, one was poisoned by Septimus, who joins the soul of his dead brothers. It left Septimus and Prime behind to claim the throne. Prime and Tristan reach at the same inn where Lamia was about to take Vane's heart out, but was interrupted by them. This is when she kills Prime, whose soul joins his dead brothers. After killing Prime, she heads for Vane, and just when she's about to kill Vane, Tristan lights up the candle and asks Vane to think of home. The next moment, they find themselves above the clouds. Actually, Vane thinks of her home up in the space, and Tristan thinks of his home in the wall. This is why they get stuck in between instead. Here, they were captured by sky pirates, but the ship's captain, the Captain Shakespeare, introduces Tristan as his nephew and lands him on the ground safe and sound. Back on the land, they find themselves 60 miles away from the wall. To reach the wall quickly, they ask for the lift from an old woman, who turns out to be Sal, the same witch who has enslaved Tristan's mother. When Sal reaches a village, she restores Tristan. Tristan and Vane decide to spend the night at an inn before heading for the wall. At the inn, Tristan lets Vane know that he heard everything she said when he was a squirrel. He also expresses his love for her. Spend the night. At morning, Tristan steals some of her hair and lets the inn owner know that he has gone to meet Victoria. When Vane wakes up, she finds Tristan absent and decides to go after him. In the Wall village, Tristan gives Victoria Vane's hair, saying that he does not want her anymore because his true love is Vane. When Victoria takes a look at Vane's hair, it turns out to be nothing but some grains of dust. Tristan quickly realizes that if Vane follows him here, she will turn into a stone as soon as she steps on the side of the wall, because his side of the world was not magical. He runs back feet to stop Vane. While he was running towards the wall, Vane was about to cross the wall, but she was stopped by Yuna, warning her, "One step more and you will forever become a stone." Just then, Lamia arrives. There, she kills Sal. Killing Sal frees Yuna. But this freedom was not long. She was again made a prisoner by Lamia, who takes both Yuna and Yvain to their witch house. This was all witnessed and heard by the wall guard. When Tristan reaches there, the guard lets him know what happened. Tristan climbs the wall and finds the same glass snowdrop on the ground. At Witch's house, Lamia with her sisters have laid down Vane and are about to take her heart out. But thankfully, Tristan arrives just when he was planning to attack. Septimus arrives as well. Septimus proposes that he only wants the ruby. It is better if they attack together. With that, the prince attacks first and kills one of the witches. Meanwhile, when he was attacking the other witches, Tristan was about to attack Yuna, thinking her as one of the witches, but she tells him that she is his mother. On the other hand, Lamia was wanting to get rid of Septimus, so she confines his soul in a doll and breaks its arms and legs, which breaks his arms and legs in real. Lamia enjoys hurting him, and to end him, she throws the doll down in the water. The doll floats in water, which makes Septimus float in the air, and in the end, he dies of suffocation. His soul joins his brothers. It was the time for Tristan to attack. He asks Yuna to wait outside. He kills another witch sister by freeing all the encaged animals. These animals eat the witch alive. Now it was Lamia's turn. Lamia tries her magic, but it does not work because Tristan has the snowdrop. When Lamia was about to end Tristan, she decides that otherwise and frees Vane. She tells him to go, saying that she has lost his sisters. She has lost everything. Vane's heart has no meaning whatsoever now. Tristan and Vane were about to leave, but the witch closed all the exits. Actually, it was the witch's plan. If she had killed Tristan first, Vane's heart would have been broken. A broken heart is of no use. So she lets them believe they had won. It made Vane happy. Eating a happy heart was the key to immortality. Just when they found themselves trapped again, Vane hits upon an idea. She tells Tristan if he is in love with her and if they hug, her heart will shine out of warm. They hug and Vane begins to shine as bright as 1,000 stars. This brightness kills Lamia, the last witch, and they finally become free. In the end, Tristan becomes the king of Stormhold as he has the royal blood. He and Vane rule Stormhold for 80 years, and the last, Train along with Vane becomes a star. They shine together over Stormhold. The story gives a beautiful message. Victoria wanted the star as evidence of Tristan's love, while Vane wanted nothing from Tristan to prove his affection. It shows the real love won't ask you for its evidence, and if it does, it's not real love. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button. We will be back with more amazing recaps. Till then, stay tuned.